Right, I'm gonna, excuse me, call this regular meeting of the Bethel Board of Selectmen to order for Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, first order of business is consideration of the minutes of the special meeting of August 12th, a week ago. I'll entertain a motion to approve or accept those. Well, Paul, it'll have to be you and me.
Okay,
You move, I'll second.
right.
Any corrections, any changes?
No,
Rich, I know Rich had the earlier version which said Tuesday the 12th, so it had the wrong day, right date. But he missed that, so sorry about that. There was a correction on that, but it didn't get to you, so we'll make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay, so those in favor?
aye.
And Rich will abstain.
Aye.
Moving on to first selectmen's report. I don't have a heck of a lot to talk about. I spent the last 2 weeks doing battle with Eversource, trying to support our team, our emergency operation team. Tom Galliford, Tom Villa, and Bob Dibble pretty much worked around the clock trying to get us back, get everybody in town back up and running. I am, in the past, I have not been one to really pile on to Eversource because I don't think it's reasonable to expect, things to be perfect. Mother Nature is powerful. Things are going to sometimes blow down and go wrong. But I have to say that this is the fifth major storm I've been through. This is the fifth major storm that has knocked out more than 50% of the power to the citizens of Bethel. In this storm, we were at the height, we were 67% out of power. Several major areas were out, such as the core of our downtown, going from where O'Neill's is, up the hill to Carluzzi's, to the gas station. And I'll just repeat what Tom Galliford told me. He's been with the town for 12 years now. This is his sixth major storm. He said this was the most disorganized and ineffective response by the power company that he's ever seen. It took a total of 9 days to get everybody back on, but more, which, in a severe storm that might be expected, except that Eversource has been accused, and I believe this is true in my heart, of failing to pre-position the right assets. They did not update their weather forecast, which would have allowed them to bring extra crews in. It's been widely reported in the press that they have, since 2011, since Hurricane Irene and the October snowstorm that left Bethel 94% out of power, Eversource has actually reduced their line crews by 25%. And their response has just been terrible. We were actually out of power in our police station and in all of our major sewer and water pump stations for 6 straight days before some of those things came on. So I know I talked a little bit about this at the special meeting last week, but I will be sharing with you, I don't quite have it polished, but I'm submitting testimony to PURA with a complete recap written by Tom Galliford on how long it took and what the challenges were and how disorganized the communication was. Even today, Dion actually showed me, she called the 800 number for customer service for Eversource, and it doesn't even go to Eversource. We cross-checked it, it's the right number. It goes to some company that sells auto insurance. It's just amazing how completely messed up their organization was. So when I get this testimony finished, I will be submitting it probably tomorrow to PURA. You're copied on it. You'll get a copy of it, and you can go through it then.
Are you planning to attend? Are you planning to attend the PURA meeting?
Yes, I am, and I've also been invited. I got an invitation today to testify at the joint House Senate Energy Committee, which is coming up. They're having a special meeting to discuss this topic on the 27th, and that you guys are welcome to join in on that too. and I think the meeting starts at 10:30. It'll go most of the day because they're going to be interviewing Eversource people, municipal officials, state officials, experts in the energy field, in the utility business. So it should be a very interesting meeting. But certainly,
is that going to be a virtual meeting?
yes, yeah. It'll. I don't have the Zoom link yet, but I expect to have it within the next day or two. The Danbury Councilman David Arconti is the vice chair of the Energy Committee, so he was the one who invited me to testify. But anybody can speak. You can sign up to speak. Anybody can submit testimony too. Hi, Nick. So aside from that, Bethel is 100% with power. We're still having problems with customer service. Frontier and Comcast are still struggling to get their customers all reconnected. That's a little bit out of our area. We don't have the same kind of contact level with them, but we're helping out as best we can. So Rich and Paul, do you guys have any questions? Anything?
No, I'm glad you're testifying because, coming from you, it's going to be, it'll have a very positive impact I think, upon Apura. Because as you said, we were really shortchanged, and especially when the representative didn't even understand the outage itself. I know up here on the hill, those of us who had generators, it was fine. However, the bulk of the people, I got a few calls saying, "Paul, is Matt doing anything?" I said, "Yeah, he's trying." So it's good. Glad. Just send me the information about the Zoom meeting. I'd like to sit in on it.
I will send you the Zoom link and the docket number in case anybody wants to write something.
Okay, good.
So I'll publish that so you guys can see it.
Thank you.
Next order of business, public comments. We have one member of the public here. Nick, are you there?
Yes, I just clicked in. I'm still in a medical building. I want to make sure I get on for the Board of Finance. But since you called, did it. Going back to the power outage, there was a lot of damage, and the unions have done this. You can't have 200 guys in a closet waiting for a storm like that. So yes, Matt, I'm sure they've done things wrong and didn't realize how bad it was. But I've talked to a lot of guys, and every time I saw somebody from North Carolina, Virginia, Troy, New York, I thanked them for driving down here. Those trucks drive 45 miles an hour. It takes 2 days for them to get here. So the majority of people were up and running in 7 days. I thought they did pretty good. Now, I did it in Fairfield doing a medical building, and I watched 30 crewmen sat in a parking lot for 48 hours. So there's a problem.
Oh, there is a problem. Yes.
So I just wanted to speak on the working guy, and they all left their families to help us. And it takes time to get things back on. But I'm sure there was management side, and Matt, I'll let you get into that. But it takes time to get people here. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, the big difference was the other states like New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, they made those calls and had those guys go rolling before the storm hit. And a friend of mine who has a daughter who lives in New Jersey took a picture the day before the storm hit of a parking lot, a mall parking lot that had about 100 trucks waiting. That is not something that Eversource does. And I heard you mention unions, that there were many, many cases of trucks parked for hours. It had nothing to do with union rules. It was dysfunctional dispatch because they were waiting for instructions from Eversource. Because I went around and I talked to them. I drove up. I found there was a 6-truck crew parked over at Parloa Park last Thursday. And I went up and I talked to him. I said, are you guys looking for something to do? He says, we're waiting for dispatch. I actually got my Eversource rep on the phone and said, I am here with, gave him the guy's name and, what his assignment was. And I said, this guy has nothing to do. They've been sitting here for 2 hours waiting for instructions. I'd like to assign him to our highway crew to go cut trees and fix wires. She could not get through to a decision maker to make that happen. She tried and tried. It's not her fault. It is a very,
only-
very dysfunctional command and control system.
Get it. And the only thing I meant about Union, when I grew up, where the Target store is, there used to be a CLP, okay?
Yeah.
And that's EverSource. And
Or
they were
Yankee Gas too, yeah.
growing up, they used to be there, and they used to, be tough guys, and they would always be there ready to work. Today, you pay them $200 an hour, so we have 30 guys sitting over in Newtown. We don't have 200 guys in the area now. And that's all I meant, because everything costs so much, you can't have them sitting in a closet. That's what I meant by the union part.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. Any other comments this evening?
No.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Richie.
Go ahead.
You're muted.
The dog was barking.
But yeah, I had him muted the dog. Is there any word about FEMA, about the town going around or picking up the brush from people's yards? Is there anything back from FEMA about extra pickups?
Not yet, no. Tom Galliford is working on that. We, as I'm sure you know, we've opened up the transfer station to free drop-offs, but we don't have a budget for doing pickup. And the guys, this is kind of an early storm. The guys are still doing road paving, so it's kind of a problem. And there's not that much debris, but we know it's a problem, and we're looking for some help on that. If we can get reimbursement, then we could probably bring in a contractor to help us, stretch the workload out a little bit. So I will keep you guys informed.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Usually FEMA is the one that puts out the grants for that, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Reimbursement, right.
Right.
Yep. Okay, moving on to item number 6, consideration of appointment of Mr. John Lennon to Planning and Zoning. We have a recommendation to fill the seat vacated by Steve Deschel, who has served the town admirably and now has a new job. And congratulations to him on that. This is certainly a difficult time to go find a new job. We're glad that he's doing well and starting a new career path. So we have to fill his vacancy, and we have a recommendation from the Bethel Republican Town Committee to appoint John Lennon. Paul, you want to make that motion?
I'll make that motion. And John has got a lot of experience on planning and zoning, so there's no learning curve for him, definitely.
Yep.
Can I speak again?
I'll second it.
You look too much like John.
I'll second it for discussion.
Yep, okay. All right. So any discussion? And hearing none, I'll try your minds. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, congratulations to John, and we'll move on. You know what? I skipped one thing, and I put Nick's name under, I meant to put it under public comments. I skipped correspondence. There is a piece of correspondence that I need to share with you. And because I've been tied up with storm stuff for the last 2 weeks, I did not put it on the agenda, so I want you to have it. I'm going to email it tonight. Dan, can you give me co-host ability so I can share my screen? Let me see if I can make this work without messing it up too. Share screen, here we are. This is a copy of the final report from the Sutphen Corporation on the Bethel fire truck, Bethel Tower 1. This is a very comprehensive report. It's the technical status of the condition of the machine. It gives a timeline for the repair, the whole thing that led up to the town, refurbishing this truck many years ago, all the events that led up to creation of the special committee to look at this, and then the final report. So I didn't have time to put this on the agenda, but I wanted to put it under correspondence so you would see that it's coming. I emailed it to you earlier tonight, and of course this will be available as a public document after this meeting as well. We'll attach this to the minutes. So we will put this on the next agenda after you've had a chance to read it. It's pretty comprehensive. It runs 34 pages. It's got all the technical details and the condition of the tower. So I wanted you guys to get this tonight and have you have the time to really go through it and ask and formulate any questions you might have. So we could have Rich Thode on at the next meeting too, in case you do.
Excellent, excellent. One thing we have to give credit to that committee because they did an excellent job and the amount of money that we spent was minimal. I guess less than what, $14,000 to bring the truck into operation. But Matt, I'll tell you, I know I spoke about this before. I still would like to utilize this commission or these individuals to establish a fire commission. I think that should be one of our future agenda items.
Oh, I agree 100%, and it will be. I've been downloading language on fire commissions and other forms of governance from various sources to give to you guys. So we'll compile that. I'll send that out. We can start that discussion because I agree 100%. I think we need to formalize our relationship with the fire services and make sure we're working as a team. So there will be a lot more to talk about in the next meeting.
Good, thank you.
All right, now we're going to move on. So we only have one thing left. Deanna, I'm going to stop sharing the screen now, and we'll go back to the gallery view. Item number 7 is consideration of agreement of amendments on the Johnson and Rockwell School project. A lot of paperwork there. Basically, what this is, you know that there's a firm called STV DPM, which is retained as the owner's representative on the school renovation projects. They were initially intended to be done with their part of the project by now. And the building committee has recommended that we retain them for the remainder of the project. It is within the budget contingencies for the project. It doesn't put us over. The primary reason for this is the amount of environmental issues that cropped up, and then even some of the delays with the COVID slowdowns and things. But especially with environmental, both external and internal. The engineer who is heading this up, a woman by the name of Geraldine Horoff, has just been outstanding. She's done a great job. She has kept very tight control on the budget and on the activities. Her reports are thorough. So the unanimous recommendation from both the building committee and the Board of Ed is that we retain them for the final phase of the project, which is like another 2 months. So that is that's the ask for tonight, is to approve that request from the building committee. So I'll put that motion on the floor that we approve, and go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Richie seconded. Yeah. No, Marty, go ahead.
Was it the right documentation that was attached? Because when I went online and got the documentation, it was about supposedly a whole group of change orders.
Oh.
It wasn't for a STV or DPM, whatever it is. It was a whole series of change orders.
Okay.
And you know, there was an AIA document for both schools.
Okay, that was my mistake. There were 2 emails there and I uploaded the wrong one.
All right. Well, you know what? This is not a time sensitive thing at this point. I'm going to withdraw my motion and we'll put it on the next one because you do have to have the right paperwork to approve it. Yeah, right. Rich?
Matt, I attend most of those meetings. And also it was, STV has done an excellent job. But without them, we would have been way behind on this project. So they've done a great job. But most of this was for extra involvement of the moving because of the phasing of the project and school closing, and couldn't get things done. So there was an extra fee. Actually, the original contract was cut back originally, and we're still ahead of the original contract with them. So this was mainly extra work that they had to do involving the phasing and the moving of all the materials around.
Okay. Well, I'll
Is-
withdraw the motion and I'll make a motion that we table this to the next meeting because this is not time sensitive. We can approve it at that time.
Right.
I'll just make sure we got the right stuff.
Is-
Dion and I have been getting a lot of emails from Geraldine in the last couple of days, and I probably forwarded Dion the wrong one.
You're kind, Matt, but no, it was just me.
All
Is
right.
Both emails and I just uploaded the wrong one.
Is the one that was uploaded going to be at another meeting? Because, you know, I spent a lot of time going through it and I didn't see anything that in the minutes of the,
Building committee?
that said that it was the change order. There's no distinction between what's a change order and what was just a normal payment to be made. So
Okay.
if the Board of Selectmen was even supposed to deal with it or not, I have no idea.
I actually, on the change orders, I don't think we needed to. It
Yeah.
was within budget. There was not a change in the GMP.
Oh, yes, there is.
Oh, there is.
There is, yeah.
All right, then I'll,
Bottom line has changed. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. They've been adding it to it.
yeah.
So, I don't know, take a look, see
All
what,
right, okay, we don't have to look at that tonight, but I'll have you take a look at it too.
Is there a dollar value associated with this?
oh, yes. Oh,
I want to see the documentation then.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we can do that next time, no problem.
Well, you've got the documentation. We
Got all of it now, okay.
got all of it.
All right, well, Board of Finance is coming up in about 10 minutes, so I will, I'll just make a motion that we table the STV proposal to the next one. Is there a second?
Second,
Second.
All right, second, those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay, so we'll have that on the next agenda with, and I'll make sure we got the right email, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Paul, second by Rich. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries, and I will, Dion and Bob, I'll see you guys in 5 more minutes.
couple minutes.
Thanks.